Mia sat at her sleek modern desk in her chic studio apartment, surrounded by sketches and fabric swatches. At 35, she had built a successful career as a fashion designer, known for her unique style and innovative designs. Her life seemed perfect on the surface, but beneath the glamour lay a growing unease. As she sipped her coffee, her mind drifted to her husband, Jake. At 38, he was a charismatic entrepreneur in the tech industry, always chasing the next big idea. They had been married for 7 years, and Mia had supported him through countless late nights and stressful pitches. She had sacrificed her own time and energy to help him succeed, believing in their shared dreams. But lately, something felt off. Jake had been distant, often coming home late with vague excuses. Mia brushed it off as the pressures of his job, but a nagging feeling in her gut told her otherwise. One evening, while Jake was out for a meeting, Mia decided to tidy up their home office. As she sorted through papers, her eyes landed on Jake's laptop, left open on the desk. Curiosity piqued, she approached it, her heart racing. She hesitated for a moment, then opened the email application. What she found shattered her world. An email draft addressed to a woman named Tina, filled with promises of a future together. The words blurred as tears welled in her eyes, but the message was painfully clear. Jake was planning to leave her for someone younger. Mia felt her heart drop. After 7 years of marriage, the man she loved was orchestrating his exit strategy. The American dream she thought they were living was built on a foundation of lies. As she closed the laptop, a mix of anger and determination surged within her. She would not let Jake walk away without a fight. This was just the beginning of her journey to reclaim her life and her power. Mia's heart raced as she processed the shocking revelation. She felt a whirlwind of emotions. Betrayal, anger, and a fierce determination to uncover the truth. She couldn't believe that Jake, the man she had supported through thick and thin, was planning to abandon her for a younger woman. After closing the laptop, Mia paced the room, her mind racing. She needed to gather more information. The next day, she decided to confront Jake about his late nights and the growing distance between them. But first, she needed to dig deeper into his life. Mia reached out to her best friend, Lily, a sharp and savvy divorce attorney. They had been friends since college, and Lily had always been there for her during tough times. Over coffee at their favorite cafe, Mia shared her suspicions and the email she had found. "Oh my God, Mia, you have to be careful," Lily said, her eyes wide with concern. "If he's really planning to leave you, you need to protect yourself. Do you have a prenup?" Mia nodded, recalling the document they had signed before their wedding. "Yes, but I don't think Jake ever took it seriously. He always joked that we'd be together forever, so he didn't need to worry about it." Lily leaned in closer, her voice low. "You need to gather evidence. Start documenting everything, emails, texts, anything that shows his infidelity or financial misconduct. This is going to be a battle, and you need to be prepared." With renewed determination, Mia spent the next few days meticulously collecting evidence. She went through Jake's emails, taking screenshots of conversations with Tina and any mention of their plans together. She also checked their joint bank accounts, noting any suspicious transactions. One evening while Jake was out, Mia discovered a series of bank statements that revealed large withdrawals and transfers to an account she didn't recognize. Her heart sank as she realized Jake had been siphoning off money, likely to fund his new life with Tina. Mia felt a mix of anger and sadness wash over her. How could he do this to her? She had sacrificed so much for his success, and now he was betraying her in the worst way possible. As she sat at her kitchen table, surrounded by piles of evidence, Mia felt a sense of clarity. She was no longer just a victim, she was a woman ready to fight for her rights. With Lily's help, she would ensure that Jake would not get away with this betrayal. The next step was to confront Jake. She knew it wouldn't be easy, but she was determined to stand her ground. She would not let him walk away without facing the consequences of his actions. Mia felt a surge of adrenaline as she prepared to confront Jake. She knew she needed to be strategic, and that meant enlisting Lily's help. They met at a local coffee shop, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee filling the air as they settled into a quiet corner. "Okay, Mia," Lily said, her tone serious. "We need to go over your evidence and make a plan. The more prepared you are, the better your chances in this fight." Mia laid out her findings on the table. Screenshots of Jake's emails with Tina, bank statements showing suspicious transactions, and notes detailing their conversations. As Lily reviewed the documents, her expression shifted from concern to admiration. "You've done an incredible job gathering this information," Lily said, looking up at Mia. "This is solid evidence. We can use it to show that Jake has been dishonest and financially irresponsible." Mia nodded, feeling a sense of empowerment. "I just can't believe he would do this to me after everything we've been through. I supported him while he built his career, and now he's trying to throw me away like I'm nothing?" Lily leaned forward, her voice firm. "You are not nothing, Mia. You've invested years of your life into this marriage, and you deserve to be compensated for that. We'll make sure he understands that." As they strategized, Mia felt a mix of fear and excitement. She was stepping into a world she had never imagined she would have to navigate, but she was ready to fight for her rights. Over the next few days, Mia continued to gather evidence, documenting every interaction with Jake. She also began to prepare herself emotionally for the confrontation. She practiced what she would say, determined to remain calm and collected, even when faced with Jake's inevitable denial and manipulation. Finally, the day arrived. Mia had asked Jake to meet her at their favorite restaurant, a place filled with memories of happier times. As she sat at the table, her heart raced. She could feel the weight of the moment pressing down on her. When Jake arrived, he looked as charming as ever, his confident smile masking the turmoil beneath. "Hey, babe. Sorry I'm late. Work has been crazy," he said, leaning in to kiss her cheek. Mia forced a smile, her stomach churning. "We need to talk, Jake. It's important." He raised an eyebrow, concern flickering across his face. "What's going on?" Taking a deep breath, Mia decided to dive in. "I found some emails, Jake. Emails between you and Tina. I know about your plans to leave me." Jake's expression shifted from confusion to defensiveness. "Mia, you're misunderstanding. Those emails were just what?" Mia interrupted, her voice steady. "Just a casual conversation? Because it sounds like you're planning a future with her. You're trying to leave me for someone younger, and I won't let you do that." Jake's facade began to crack. "You don't understand the pressure I'm under. I've been trying to figure things out, and Tina, she's just someone I can talk to." Mia shook her head, her anger boiling beneath the surface. "You think I don't know what's going on? I've seen the bank statements, Jake. You've been taking money out of our accounts and hiding it. You're trying to set yourself up for a new life while leaving me with nothing." He opened his mouth to protest, but Mia pressed on. "I'm not going to let you manipulate me anymore. I have evidence of your infidelity and your financial misconduct. I've spoken to a lawyer, and I'm prepared to fight for what I deserve." Jake's expression shifted to one of disbelief. "You wouldn't do that to me, Mia. We've built a life together." "Exactly," she replied, her voice firm. "And I deserve to be treated with respect. I won't be your backup plan while you chase after someone else. If you want a divorce, fine, but you will face the consequences of your actions." The tension in the air was palpable as Jake's bravado began to fade. He looked at Mia, and for the first time she saw a flicker of fear in his eyes. "I can't believe you're doing this," he said, his voice low. "I'm doing this for me," Mia replied, her heart racing. "I'm taking back my power, and I won't let you walk away without accountability." As she stood up to leave, Mia felt a sense of liberation wash over her. She had confronted Jake, and she was ready to take the next steps in her fight for justice. The confrontation with Jake had left Mia feeling both exhilarated and drained. She had finally stood up for herself, but the reality of what lay ahead weighed heavily on her mind. The next step was to prepare for the divorce proceedings, and she knew she needed to gather all her strength and resolve. A few days later, Mia met with Lily again, this time in her office, surrounded by sketches and fabric swatches that reminded her of her passion for design. The vibrant colors and textures felt like a stark contrast to the turmoil in her personal life. "Okay, Mia," Lily said, her tones serious yet supportive. "We need to get everything in order for the divorce. I've filed the paperwork and we'll be serving Jake soon. Are you ready for this?" Mia nodded, her heart racing. "I am. I just want to make sure he understands the consequences of his actions. I've worked too hard to let him walk away without facing what he's done." Lily smiled, impressed by Mia's determination. "That's the spirit. We'll present all the evidence you've gathered, and I'll make sure the court sees how he's betrayed you, not just emotionally, but financially as well." As they discussed the details, Mia felt a sense of empowerment growing within her. She was no longer the passive partner in their relationship. She was taking control of her life. The day of the court hearing arrived, and Mia felt a mix of anxiety and anticipation. She dressed carefully, choosing a tailored blazer that made her feel confident and strong. As she walked into the courthouse, she took a deep breath, reminding herself of the journey that had brought her here. Inside the courtroom, Mia spotted Jake sitting with his attorney, looking polished and composed. But beneath that facade, she could sense his unease. The tension in the air was thick as the judge entered and called the proceedings to order. "Today we are here to address the divorce petition filed by Mrs. Mia Thompson against Mr. Jake Thompson," the judge announced, adjusting her glasses. "I expect both parties to conduct themselves with respect during these proceedings." Lily stood up, ready to present their case. "Your Honor, we have substantial evidence of Mr. Thompson's infidelity and financial misconduct. We believe this evidence is crucial in determining the division of assets and any potential spousal support." Mia's heart raced as she watched Lily present the emails and bank statements detailing Jake's betrayal. She could see Jake's expression shift from confidence to discomfort as the evidence piled up against him. "Mr. Thompson," the judge said, turning her attention to Jake, "how do you respond to these allegations?" Jake cleared his throat, his bravado faltering. "Your Honor, Please, let's stick to the facts," the judge interrupted. "This is not a time for excuses. We need to focus on the evidence presented." Mia felt a surge of satisfaction as she watched Jake struggle to defend himself. He had always been the one in control, but now the tables had turned. As the hearing continued, Mia listened intently as Lily laid out their case. The judge asked pointed questions, and Mia could see Jake growing increasingly agitated. He was losing his grip on the narrative he had crafted for so long. Finally, it was Mia's turn to speak. She stood up, her heart pounding, but she felt a sense of clarity wash over her. "Your Honor, I just want to say that I dedicated my life to supporting Jake's dreams. I sacrificed my own career to help him succeed, and in return I was met with betrayal. I deserve to be treated with respect and to receive what I am entitled to." The judge nodded, her expression thoughtful. "Thank you, Mrs. Thompson. Your testimony is noted." As the hearing wrapped up, Mia felt a sense of relief. She had faced Jake and spoken her truth. No matter the outcome, she knew she had taken a significant step toward reclaiming her life. The courtroom buzzed with tension as the hearing continued. Mia sat at the plaintiff's table, her heart racing as she prepared for the next phase of the proceedings. She could feel the weight of the moment pressing down on her, but she was determined to see it through. Lily stood confidently, ready to present the evidence they had meticulously gathered. "Your Honor, "We have several key pieces of evidence that demonstrate Mr. Thompson's financial misconduct and infidelity," she began, her voice steady and authoritative. Mia watched as Lily displayed the emails on a projector screen, the words stark and damning. The courtroom fell silent as the judge read through the messages, her brow furrowing in disapproval. "Mr. Thompson, can you explain these emails?" the judge asked, her gaze piercing. Jake shifted uncomfortably in his seat. "Those were just casual conversations. They don't mean anything." "Casual conversations," Lily interjected, her tone incredulous. "Your Honor, these emails clearly outline Mr. Thompson's intentions to leave his wife for another woman. This is not just a casual conversation, it's a betrayal of trust." The judge nodded, her expression serious. "I see. And what about the financial records?" Lily continued, presenting the bank statements that showed large withdrawals and transfers to an account that Mia had never seen before. These transactions occurred shortly after Mr. Thompson began his relationship with Ms. Tina. It appears he has been siphoning off funds to support his new life, while leaving his wife with nothing. Mia felt a surge of anger as she watched Jake squirm. He had always been so confident, so sure of himself, but now the evidence was stacking against him and he was losing control. "Mr. Thompson, did you obtain your wife's consent for these transactions?" the judge asked, her voice firm. Jake hesitated, glancing at his attorney for guidance. I didn't think it was necessary. We've always shared everything." "Shared everything?" the judge echoed, raising an eyebrow. "It seems you've been quite selective in what you've shared with your wife." Mia felt a sense of vindication as she listened to the judge's words. Jake had always manipulated the narrative, but now the truth was coming to light. As the hearing progressed, Mia's emotions fluctuated between anger and relief. She had fought hard to gather the evidence, and now it was paying off. She could see the cracks in Jake's facade, and it felt empowering. Finally, it was time for Mia to take the stand. She stood up, her heart pounding, but she felt a sense of purpose. "Your Honor, I dedicated my life to supporting Jake's dreams. I worked tirelessly to help him build his career, and in return, I was met with betrayal. I deserve to be treated with respect and to receive what I am entitled to." The judge listened intently, nodding as Mia spoke. "I've sacrificed my own career for his success, and now he's trying to leave me with nothing. I won't let him manipulate me any longer." As Mia finished her testimony, she felt a wave of relief wash over her. She had spoken her truth, and she knew she had made an impact. The judge's expression was thoughtful, and Mia could sense that she was taking everything into consideration. After a few more questions, the judge called for a recess. As Mia stepped down from the stand, she felt a mix of exhaustion and exhilaration. She had faced Jake and stood her ground, and now it was up to the judge to decide. As they left the courtroom, Lily turned to Mia with a proud smile. "You did amazing, Mia. No matter what happens, you've shown incredible strength today." Mia nodded, feeling a sense of empowerment. She had taken control of her narrative, and she was ready to face whatever came next. The days following the hearing felt like an eternity for Mia. She was filled with a mix of anxiety and anticipation as she awaited the judge's decision. Each day dragged on, and she found herself replaying the courtroom scenes in her mind, analyzing every word spoken and every expression exchanged. Finally, the day of the verdict arrived. Mia dressed carefully, choosing a simple yet elegant outfit that made her feel confident. As she walked into the courthouse, she could feel the familiar weight of tension in the air. She spotted Jake sitting with his attorney, his demeanor a mix of arrogance and apprehension. The courtroom filled with people, and the judge entered, taking her seat at the bench. The atmosphere was electric with anticipation as everyone settled in. "Court is now in session," the judge announced, her voice steady. We are here to deliver the verdict in the case of Thompson v. Thompson." Mia's heart raced as she sat up straighter, her palms sweaty. She glanced at Lily, who gave her an encouraging nod. Reviewing the evidence presented, including the emails and financial records, I have reached a decision, the judge continued, her gaze sweeping across the courtroom. It is clear that Mr. Thompson has engaged in both infidelity and financial misconduct during the course of this marriage. Mia felt a rush of relief wash over her. She had fought hard for this moment, and it was finally happening. Therefore, the judge continued, I am granting Mrs. Thompson a divorce and awarding her a fair division of the marital assets. Mr. Thompson will be required to pay spousal support for a period of time, considering the sacrifices Mrs. Thompson made for his career. Mia's heart soared as she processed the judge's words. She had been heard, and justice was being served. She glanced at Jake, whose face had turned pale, the confidence he once exuded now replaced with disbelief. Additionally, the judge added, I expect Mr. Thompson to provide full transparency regarding his financial activities moving forward. Any further misconduct will not be tolerated. As the judge concluded the proceedings, Mia felt a wave of emotions crash over her. Relief, empowerment, and a sense of closure. She had faced her fears and emerged victorious. Once the court session ended, Mia stepped outside with Lily, who was beaming with pride. You did it, Mia! You stood your ground, and the judge recognized your strength. Mia smiled, tears of joy welling in her eyes. I can't believe it. I finally feel free. As they walked to the parking lot, Mia reflected on the journey that had brought her to this moment. She had faced betrayal, fought for her rights, and ultimately reclaimed her life. The road ahead would still have challenges, but she felt ready to embrace whatever came next. Now it's time to focus on your future, Lily said, her voice filled with encouragement. You have so much potential, and this is just the beginning. Mia nodded, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. She was ready to rediscover herself, to pursue her passions, and to build a life that was truly her own. As she drove home, Mia felt a sense of liberation. The weight of the past was lifting, and she was excited about the possibilities that lay ahead. She had fought for her happiness, and now it was time to embrace it. In the weeks following the verdict, Mia found herself navigating a new chapter of her life. The initial relief of the divorce verdict had given way to a mix of excitement and uncertainty. She was determined to rebuild her life, but the path ahead was still uncharted. Mia decided to take some time for herself, allowing the dust to settle before diving into her next steps. She spent her days exploring her passions, revisiting her love for design, and reconnecting with friends she had neglected during her marriage. Each day felt like a small victory as she rediscovered parts of herself that had been overshadowed for years. One afternoon, Mia visited a local art gallery where she found inspiration in the vibrant colors and creative expressions of the artists. As she wandered through the exhibits, she felt a spark igniting within her. The art spoke to her, reminding her of her own dreams and aspirations. That evening, she returned home and pulled out her sketchbook, dusting off the pages that had been untouched for far too long. With each stroke of her pencil, she felt a sense of freedom. She began sketching designs for a new collection, envisioning a line that reflected her journey of resilience and empowerment. As the days turned into weeks, Mia's sketches transformed into tangible pieces. She decided to host a small showcase at her apartment, inviting friends and family to see her work. The thought of sharing her designs filled her with both excitement and nerves, but she knew it was time to step into the spotlight. On the day of the showcase, Mia meticulously arranged her designs around her living room, creating an inviting atmosphere. She prepared refreshments and set up a small area for guests to mingle and admire her work. As the clock ticked closer to the start time, she felt a mix of anticipation and anxiety. When her friends began to arrive, Mia's nerves began to settle. They were genuinely excited to see her creations, and their enthusiasm fueled her confidence. As she shared the stories behind each piece, she felt a sense of pride in her work and the journey that had led her to this moment. "Wow, Mia, these are incredible!" one friend exclaimed, admiring a flowing dress adorned with intricate patterns. "You have such a unique style." Mia beamed at the compliment, feeling a warmth spread through her. "Thank you. I've been working on these for a while, and it feels amazing to finally share them." As the evening progressed, Mia felt a sense of belonging and support from her friends. They encouraged her to pursue her passion further, suggesting she consider showcasing her work at local markets or even starting an online store. The idea excited her, and she began to envision a future where she could turn her passion into a thriving business. In the following weeks, Mia took her friends' advice to heart. She researched local craft fairs and markets, applying to participate in several events. She also set up an online shop, showcasing her designs and sharing her story of resilience. Each step felt like a leap of faith, but she was determined to embrace the journey. As she immersed herself in her work, Mia also focused on her personal growth. She began attending workshops and classes, learning new techniques and expanding her skills. The creative community she found was welcoming and inspiring, and she quickly made new friends who shared her passion for design. One evening, while attending a workshop on sustainable fashion, Mia met a fellow designer named Alex. They struck up a conversation, bonding over their shared love for creativity and their journeys of self-discovery. Alex was warm and encouraging, and Mia felt an instant connection. As they spent more time together, Mia found herself opening up about her past and the challenges she had faced. Alex listened intently, offering support and understanding. Their friendship blossomed, and Mia began to feel a sense of hope and excitement about the future. With each passing day, Mia felt more empowered and confident in her abilities. She was no longer defined by her past. She was forging her own path and embracing the possibilities that lay ahead. The journey of rebuilding her life was not without its challenges, but she was ready to face them head-on. As she prepared for her first market event, Mia reflected on how far she had come. She had transformed her pain into creativity, and she was excited to share her story with the world. The future was bright, and she was ready to embrace it with open arms. The day of Mia's first market event arrived, and she could hardly contain her excitement. She had spent weeks preparing, pouring her heart and soul into her designs, and now it was time to showcase her work to the world. The market was held in a vibrant outdoor space filled with local artisans, food vendors, and live music, creating a lively atmosphere that buzzed with energy. Mia arrived early to set up her booth, carefully arranging her designs on display racks and tables. She had chosen a bright color scheme that reflected her artistic style, and she adorned her space with flowers and decorative elements that made it feel inviting. As she stepped back to admire her setup, a wave of pride washed over her. This was her moment. As the market opened, people began to wander through the aisles, and Mia felt a mix of nerves and excitement. She greeted each passerby with a warm smile, eager to share her creations. The first few customers were hesitant, but as they approached her booth, Mia's passion for her work shone through. "Hi there, welcome. These are my designs," she said, gesturing to the colorful garments. "Each piece is inspired by my journey of resilience and empowerment." One woman picked up a flowing blouse adorned with intricate patterns. "This is beautiful. I love the colors," she exclaimed, holding it up to the light. "Thank you. I wanted to create something that makes people feel confident and vibrant," Mia replied, her heart swelling with joy. As the day progressed, Mia found herself in a rhythm. She engaged with customers, sharing the stories behind her designs and the inspiration that fueled her creativity. Many people were drawn to her booth, captivated not only by the garments but also by her genuine enthusiasm. Around midday, Mia noticed Alex walking through the market. He spotted her booth and made his way over, a bright smile on his face. "Hey, Mia, your setup looks amazing," he said, admiring her work. "Thanks, Alex. I'm so glad you came," she replied, feeling a rush of happiness at his support. As they chatted, Alex helped Mia engage with customers, offering compliments and sharing his own insights about the designs. Together, they created a welcoming atmosphere that drew even more people to her booth. By the end of the day, Mia was exhausted but exhilarated. She had sold several pieces and received countless compliments on her work. The experience had been more rewarding than she had imagined, and she felt a sense of accomplishment that she hadn't felt in years. As the market began to wind down, Mia and Alex took a moment to reflect on the day. "You did an incredible job, Mia. Your passion really shines through," he said, his eyes sparkling with admiration. "Thank you. I couldn't have done it without your support," she replied, feeling grateful for his presence. As they packed up her booth, Mia couldn't help but smile. This was just the beginning of her journey, and she was excited about the possibilities that lay ahead. She had taken a leap of faith, and it had paid off. In the following weeks, Mia continued to participate in local markets, each event bringing new opportunities and connections. She built a loyal customer base and received positive feedback that fueled her creativity. With each sale, she felt more empowered, knowing that her designs resonated with others. Mia also began collaborating with other local artists, exploring new ideas and techniques. She attended workshops and networking events, immersing herself in the creative community. The friendships she formed were invaluable, providing support and encouragement as she navigated her new path. One evening, while attending a networking event, Mia met a boutique owner interested in featuring her designs in her store. The opportunity thrilled Mia, and she eagerly accepted the offer. This was a significant step forward, and she felt a surge of excitement at the thought of her work being showcased in a retail space. As she prepared for the boutique launch, Mia reflected on her journey. She had transformed her pain into creativity, and now she was building a life that was authentically hers. The road had not been easy, but each challenge had only strengthened her resolve. With the support of her friends, the creative community, and her newfound confidence, Mia was ready to embrace the future. She had reclaimed her life, and she was determined to make her mark in the world of design. The day of the boutique launch arrived, and Mia could hardly contain her excitement. The boutique, a charming space filled with local artisans' work, was the perfect venue for her designs. As she arrived early to set up her display, she felt a mix of nerves and anticipation. This was a significant milestone in her journey, and she wanted everything to be perfect. Mia carefully arranged her pieces, ensuring that each garment was showcased beautifully. She added personal touches like handwritten tags that shared the story behind each design. As she stepped back to admire her setup, she felt a sense of pride wash over her. This was not just about selling clothes, it was about sharing her journey and inspiring others. As the doors opened, customers began to trickle in. Mia greeted each person with a warm smile, eager to share her story. The boutique was buzzing with energy, and she felt a sense of belonging among the other artists and designers. Throughout the day, Mia engaged with customers, sharing the inspiration behind her designs and the journey that had led her to this moment. Many people were drawn to her story of resilience, and she could see their eyes light up as they connected with her creations. "Your designs are so unique. I love how they tell a story," one customer remarked, holding up a vibrant dress adorned with intricate patterns. "Thank you. Each piece is inspired by my journey of self-discovery and empowerment," Mia replied, her heart swelling with joy. "I want people to feel confident and beautiful when they wear my designs." As the day progressed, Mia felt a sense of fulfillment. She sold several pieces and received countless compliments, but more importantly, She felt a deep connection with the people who appreciated her work. This was what she had dreamed of, a chance to share her passion and inspire others. Later in the afternoon, as the boutique buzzed with activity, Mia noticed a familiar face in the crowd. It was Lily, her attorney and friend, who had supported her throughout the divorce process. Lily approached Mia with a beaming smile. "Mia, I'm so proud of you. This is incredible," she exclaimed, admiring the display. "Thank you, Lily. I couldn't have done it without your support," Mia replied, feeling grateful for her friend's encouragement. As they chatted, Lily shared how impressed she was with Mia's journey. "You've come so far, and it's inspiring to see you embrace your passion. You're a true testament to resilience," she said, her eyes shining with pride. Mia felt a wave of gratitude wash over her. "I've learned so much about myself through this process. It's been challenging, but I wouldn't trade it for anything." As the day came to a close, Mia reflected on the incredible journey she had undertaken. She had transformed her pain into creativity, and now she was building a life that was authentically hers. The support of her friends and the creative community had been invaluable, and she felt a sense of belonging that she had longed for. After the boutique launch, Mia continued to grow her brand. She expanded her online presence, sharing her designs on social media and connecting with customers from all over. Her story resonated with many, and she received messages of encouragement and support from people who had faced similar challenges. With each passing day, Mia felt more empowered and confident in her abilities. She began to explore new avenues for her designs, including collaborations with other artists and participation in fashion shows. The creative community embraced her, and she found herself surrounded by like-minded individuals who inspired her to push her boundaries. One evening, while reflecting on her journey, Mia realized how far she had come. She had faced her fears, reclaimed her life, and embraced her passion for design. The road had not been easy, but each challenge had only strengthened her resolve. As she sat in her studio, surrounded by sketches and fabric swatches, Mia felt a sense of peace. She was no longer defined by her past. She was forging her own path and embracing the possibilities that lay ahead. The future was bright, and she was ready to embrace it with open arms. In that moment, Mia understood that this was not just the end of one chapter, but the beginning of a new adventure. She was excited to see where her journey would take her next, knowing that she had the strength and resilience to face whatever challenges lay ahead. With a heart full of hope and determination, Mia smiled, ready to embrace the future and all the possibilities it held.